teach you how to get foot speed so fast that it feels illegal. You see, most drummers think that their foot speed sucks just because they haven't found the right exercise, but that's actually not the case. The real problem is there are 4 foot destroyers that are silently killing your speed. And as you remove each one, you'll unlock a foot that is fast, smooth, and reliable under pressure. Now imagine your foot speed is like building a high-performance race car. You need a top-of-the-line engine, transmission, tires, and potentially even a secret nitro boost to fully make this car work the way that it's supposed to. But the problem is, most drummers try to just add more gas to the car without first fixing each one of the parts. And that's exactly what we're gonna do with your foot speed today, so let's dive in. Now, here's the secret. We all have these foot destroyers playing at different levels in our drumming, but the key is to find the one that's holding you back the most. So let's go through it together real quick. So if we go through the quiz, I'll say that I'm advanced. Currently, I'm working on single pedal. I'll say that 60 BPM is kind of my starting tempo, and then we can go through it. Things feel clumsy and awkward. My hands and feet kind of fall out of sync. It feels like my foot isn't connected to the pedal. The motion is awkward. So now we're gonna see what my biggest foot destroyer is, and then we can take it from there. Okay, it looks like coordination is my biggest foot destroyer at the moment. And now I have an exercise that I can start and play along to and practice. So this is actually a custom tool that I've made for my brand new 6-week foot speed challenge, where I'm helping the first 25 students identify what their main foot speed killers are, giving them a custom plan to help improve it, giving them weekly calls with me and my team and a community to help you gain 50 BPM in your feet in just 6 weeks. And the craziest thing is, if you actually gain the 50 BPM, I'm gonna give you your money back. Yeah, it's super weird and crazy. So click the link below to be part of my founders group to get this at the cheapest price it'll ever be. We're only taking on the first 25 students. All right, let's hop back in. Now, if you're a drummer where your hands are really comfortable flying around the kit, but your foot constantly freezes, well, then the split lock is your foot destroyer. And this is basically a fancy name for coordination. And I like to think of this as the transmission of our race car. Now, in this case, it's not speed that's holding you back. It's your brain's connection to your limbs. It's processing way too slow. Now, growing up, I used to be able to blaze really cool fills with my hands around the kit. But as soon as I tried to add some kick into those fills, everything fell apart. And that's when I realized I didn't need a faster foot, I needed an interconnected foot. And drummers like Vinny Colaiuta and Benny Greb are incredible at this. They can split rudiments between their hands and their feet because one solid brain has enough processing power to handle it all. And the way that you can do this for yourself too is with a framework that I call the split matrix. And what I want you to do is take a simple rudiment like a paradiddle diddle, which is right, left, 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 and replace every left with a kick. That sounds like this. Now, this exercise alone is going to be huge for getting the coordination between your dominant hand and your dominant foot. But we can take it to the next level by adding in our weak hand with the hi-hat. That would sound like this. But I don't like just throwing at you random exercises. I want to turn them into grooves that you can actually utilize. So now let's move that left hand onto the snare on beats 2 and 4. So we actually have a really incredible sounding foot coordination groove. Check it out. And if you really want to take the coordination to the next level, we can add in a stack or any type of accent symbol on the quarter notes. That would sound like this. Now, the reason that this exercise is so effective is that it improves the coordination, not just with your hands, but with your hands and feet working together in tandem. Plus, you get the added benefit of working on your single kick notes and your double kick notes all within one exercise. My pain made it sound too clean on the Twitter. Never thought I can't got $1 on me. What it's like for the dream. Turn me up. I ain't even hit 10, but it's lightweight. Let them feel my bass. Let me test your jaw like my last day. Be straight, just slap me, sound out day. Now, the foot destroyer number 2 is a low gas tank. meaning if you don't have endurance, you don't have speed. Too many drummers think that endurance comes from playing at 240 BPM for as long as they can. But what they ignore is playing at 140 BPM for as long as they can. Endurance comes from slow, gradual buildup so that you can get each one of the gears as the tempo increases. Because each tempo range actually uses different muscles in your legs. So if you're only trying to go for the really fast speeds, you might not have certain muscles developed to actually sustain it. Because the reality is the best drummers at endurance, like Eloy Casagrande, have spent so much of their time focusing in on these slower and mid-range tempos to build that endurance first and build that control that then allows them to break through the plateaus of those really high tempos for long periods of time. So one of my favorite exercises to improve that endurance engine of yours is called the endurance ladder. And the way we're gonna do that is start off with a beat that incorporates a lot of double notes on our kick, because a lot of drummers are good at playing a single kick, but not a double. That sounds like this. Now, once you've mastered that, you are going to add in a new measure to the exercise where you move up to triples. So this is going to stretch you because too many drummers think that all you should play is fast doubles, but drummers don't often play fast triples. We are going to fix that and beyond, but let's hear what this 2-measure exercise sounds like. Now, once you've mastered those 2 measures, you guessed it, we are going to increase it that much more and add in a 3rd measure where we are playing quadruples. And then once you've mastered that, add in a 4th measure where we actually add in 6 notes on the single kick. When we play it all together, it sounds like this. Now remember, I don't want you drinking from the fire hose and taking on this entire exercise all at once. I want you to take it 1 measure at a time, and as you progress with one, you can add the next one. And the key to making progress is to actually track it. Each time you show up to practice, write in what your new tempo was, and you can try to surpass it each time. And if you want the tool that helps you identify what your main foot destroyer is, along with a custom practice plan to help you overcome it, plus weekly calls with a coach and a community to help you analyze your progress and improve faster than ever before, well then join my 6-week foot speed challenge that starts today. We're only taking on 25 students for the next 5 days. And the best part is we are going to help you add 50 BPM to your foot speed in this 6 weeks. And once you do, we will give you your money back. So the link's below. I promise you'll love it, but let's get into point number 3. Now the 3rd foot destroyer is the twin trap. Yes, I am talking to all of you double bass drummers out there now. Now a lot of drummers think double kick, double the speed, but really what it is double kick, double the control. Now this is the key shift you need to make if you want to unlock faster double kick pedal playing. When I had to audition for my I Prevail gig, I had 3 weeks to learn double bass. I was coming from playing at church, playing in pop gigs, playing in country gigs, to having to audition for a metal gig in 3 weeks. And people ask, how did I do it in such a short period of time? And the reality is my focus was not on speed, it was on controlling my 2 pedals. And I did that with one key exercise that I call the subdivision ladder. And once you can approach your double kick this way, it's like adding nitrous to your race car to really help it fly. Now the subdivision ladder is very similar to how it sounds. We are changing the subdivision in our feet with each measure. So we're just gonna play a really simple groove on our hands that never changes. In each measure, we are gonna change what our feet are doing. So measure 1, you are going to alternate quarter notes on your feet. Measure 2, you're gonna alternate 1/8 notes. Measure 3, you're gonna alternate 1/8 note triplets. This is where things get tricky. And then measure 4, you are going to move to alternating 16th notes. And then you start right back at the top. This exercise is great because you kind of get these mini breaks within it, but also these moments where you have to really dial the speed up. Once you nail down the control piece, the speed will come afterwards. Here's what it sounds like. Now, once your feet can move through subdivisions easily, you will be so much better at actually applying it to music. For example, in one of our newer songs, I start off by playing really fast 16th notes on the double kick, but then move to 8th note triplets, and it adds such a new dynamic to the song overall. Here's a quick example. Foot destroyer number 4 is the technique trap. Now think of this as your tires in your race car. You can have the best engine, transmission, even nitrous in the car, but if your tires are completely worn out, you could end up completely crashing. Now here's the problem. Way too many drummers are ignoring technique altogether or chasing way too many techniques instead of just mastering one. The secret to speed isn't variety, it's commitment. Commitment to technique, commitment to identifying and killing your foot destroyer, commitment to your practice. So after trying way too many foot techniques and getting tripped up for years, I've landed on one that has made me more progress on my single pedal than any other technique. And it is called the slide technique. Now, if you typically see someone executing a kick drum note, you see their leg raise and come down. The beauty with the slide technique is from this one motion, you can get 2 or even 3 notes. So the way to execute this is place your foot in the middle of the footboard. And then as your leg rises up at the top, you want to execute a note using your ankle to move your foot down and get note number 1. And then as your foot moves down, you slowly slide your foot up the pedal or to the side of the pedal, and then you execute the second note. That looks like this. And where I see the slide technique showing up all the time is in Blink-182 albums. Travis Barker's drumming is filled with really powerful, really quick double notes on the single pedal where he is utilizing the slide technique. So the first thing you should do if you are not familiar with the slide technique is just practice that. You don't even need a metronome. You don't need to be playing a beat. You just need to practice this movement over and over and over again until you can start getting comfortable with it. Once you get there, you can move to this exercise, which helps you use the slide technique in the actual context of a groove. So you're gonna start with doubles on the downbeat and slowly each measure shift those notes over a 16th note. The reason I love this exercise is it gives you so many reps to work on your slide technique in so many placements. For example, on the downbeats and on the upbeats and beyond. The exercise sounds like this. Now remember, to some degree, we all have these foot destroyers in our drumming. And the truth is, we don't want to just blindly incorporate all of these into our practice plan. To make the most progress, we want to tackle the biggest foot destroyer first and then methodically work our way down. So if you want to identify what your main foot destroyer is, get a custom practice plan that helps you overcome this foot destroyer and add 50 BPM to your single or double pedal. Plus get weekly live group speed lab calls where we get to review your playing and give you technique tips and tricks to improve, and access to a community of drummers who are on this same journey with you. Then click the link below to join my 6-week foot speed challenge. It's available to the first 25 drummers who join. And like I said, this is gonna be the cheapest price we offer it at. And if you hit the goal of adding 50 BPM to your feet in the next 6 weeks, well, then we will give you your money back. Click the link below and I'll see you inside. Peace.